You've got die on the line on the podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy June. This is a new month. We have officially kicked into summer, and at this point, summer will get whatever body I give it. Let's toast to a new month, new beginnings, new lessons, and of course, new blessings. Let's get started.
You've got die on the line on the podcast. So what's on her mind? And for you now, you are listening to Die on the Line.
So this week's spotlight goes out to Spike Lee for creating such an amazing Netflix series called She Gotta Have It. This show is about a Brooklyn-based artist named Nola Darling who is struggling to stay true to herself and her dreams while juggling friends, work, and her lovers, all three of them. In the first season, she is dating a married man, a photographer, and a very outgoing sneakerhead. She describes her relations with all three of them. And, well, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it definitely is a great series. It currently has 2 seasons, and I love this show because it's raw, it's full of art, black culture, passion, and more ways than one I can relate with Nola. I suggest all my ladies to give it a try. You will laugh, shed a tear, and maybe find a little Nola or other cast members in you. So huge spotlight out to She Gotta Have It. Darling, fetch me my teacup. This week's tea is Roasted Dandelion Spice Detox tea from Yogi. This tea is used to help support the body's natural cleansing process. Some ingredients include cocoa shells, Yogi spices, ginger, and cinnamon. This tea was a little spicy due to the cinnamon and ginger, but I did add some honey to it, a little bit more than usual, and only 1 tea bag since the spices are super strong. Now, this week, it's interview time, and I get to sit with a good friend of mine, Victor, to talk about serving this country and being a veteran. So, first and foremost, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
How y'all doing? My name is Vic.
That's all you're going to say?
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
something to say.
All right. So I just want to go ahead and dive right into it. Why did you choose the Army as opposed to any other branches?
I mean, to be honest, I chose the Army because, to be bluntly honest, because I didn't score too high on the ASVAB, so no other branch would really take me. I had too many tattoos for the Marines, and I didn't really want to go to the Navy because I didn't want to be on no boat with a whole bunch of men for a whole bunch of months. So Army it was, and I know a couple of my friends. They went to the Army, and they said it was fun, and I was trying to do something with my life. I didn't want to go to college. I knew college wasn't for me. I didn't want to go to trade school at that time, so I was just like, why not the Army? Let's give it a shot.
And how old were you when you decided to join?
Man, I was 18. I was 2 weeks out of high school. I graduated. 2 weeks later, I'm on a bus to the military, man, to the Army.
Wow. Do you remember your first day in service?
The first day in service or boot camp?
Well, boot camp. you could say.
Yeah, boot camp. That was interesting because it wasn't what I thought it would be. I picture Major Payne. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Another one, an old movie called Full Metal. That was pretty dope, and it wasn't nothing like that. It was similar. It was decent, but I was scared, man. To be honest, I was really scared. I just remember, we pulled up in a bus to the building, and there's just a whole bunch of drill sergeants outside of the bus, and they was just yelling at the bus, and I'm like, oh, man, it's about to get real. And it was just, I was scared, man. I didn't know what to expect. It was just, it was an experience.
So tell me about boot camp and training. How did you get through it?
How did I get through boot camp? Everybody gets through it differently. They just, it's physical, but I used to work out and stuff all the time in high school, so I thought, yeah, I'm ready, but it's more of a mental thing. They pretty much, they try to get in your head and to break you down to build you back up as a soldier. They break down that civilian in you to build you back up pretty much as a soldier. And prepare you for, what's to come, but in the end of the day, I still wasn't prepared even after boot camp. But I mean, how I got through it pretty much is just, you know, my mom. You know, she motivated me because she didn't come to my graduation. She didn't believe I was graduating, so I had to prove her wrong. So pretty much, what motivated me was like to prove her wrong that I will succeed in life, and no matter what I do.
She didn't come to your high school graduation or your
No, she didn't come to my high school graduation because she didn't believe I was graduating. That's a whole nother story in its own. She basically, you know, I'm from New York. I was born and raised in New York, and she was in New York. So, you know, I came down here, and she didn't think I was gonna finish school. So I came down here. I finished school, and and I was heading up. I'm like, Ma, you know, because my brothers before me, none of them graduated. So
Right.
I have 4 brothers that's older than me. None of them graduated. You know, 2 passed away and 2, you know, dropped out and started, you know, the gang life. Because gangs is big in New York. And so she basically kicked me out the house at 18. I came down here, finished school, and I hit her up like, Ma, you know, I'm graduating. You know, I'm happy. You know, I'm the first boy, one of her first boys to graduate. And then she didn't believe me. She's like, no, you're not. You ain't graduating, you know. And that hurt me to my soul. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Wow.
So then, you know, my grandma and my dad ended up sending her pictures of me in my cap and gown and walking across the stage. And then she called me back like, oh, my God, I'm sorry. And I'm like, nah, you good, B. You know what I mean?
You good, fam?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it was just like, I just basically wanted to prove her wrong. And even after that, you know, she was still saying like, you know, you're not going to be nothing. You're going to be like your dad. You ain't going to be nothing but a drunk, you know. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to prove you wrong, you know.
Do you
And
feel
back then, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do anything. You know, I was a good boy, you know, so.
Do you feel like maybe if your mom would have supported you, you probably wouldn't have went to the Army?
Definitely, you know, I definitely wouldn't have went. I don't know if I would have went to college, because, like, college ain't really.
For you?
Yeah, I feel
I could
just feel like
understand
it's
that.
not. You know, I hated school all my life. The only thing I liked was lunch and gym. So, to be honest,
Okay.
that was my favorite subjects, lunch and gym, you know. Yeah. Them lunch pieces was something else, you know.
What are some places you visited while being a soldier?
I did, you know, in my 4 years, I did I did 2 tours. I was out in, I did Korea for a little bit. And I was in Berlin, Germany. And also I was in Afghanistan for a little bit.
Okay.
So I thought those were pretty dope places.
How did your service and experiences affect your life?
How did it affect my life? Well, for one, I was born and raised in not a good place in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. It wasn't a good neighborhood, so I didn't really have much. My mom, you know, she was on all kinds of government assistance, so I didn't really get new stuff like that, you know? Like, so everything was hand-me-down and stuff. So basically, when I got I went from working at McDonald's to making, you know, in the military, making 2-3 times as much. So I'm young, I'm 18, 19, making all this money. I'm like, man, I'm about to throw some bands,
Yeah,
you know?
you're feeling yourself.
Yeah, so I'm like, and that's one thing I do regret. I wish I would have saved and invest, but I was just being a kid, you know, at the same time. So.
And it's all a process. I
Yeah.
mean, back then, of course, you weren't thinking about those things, especially because it was your first time getting something of your own in a sense. So it was just kind of like, I got all this money, you know, I don't know how to act, I don't know what to do. Yeah.
I'm like, credit, what is that? You know, I was just getting credit cards, spending a whole bunch of money, and I'm paying for it, literally. I'm paying for it back, you know what I mean? Like, paying all this debt back just to try to build my credit up for something I did. I was 18. But, I mean, it's life, you know? You live and you learn. It is what it is, you know?
That's very true. So you talked about being in Afghanistan, right? Did you say that? Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Afghanistan was something serious, you know? Like I said earlier, I was raised in the hood, but there is no hood that I've seen so far that is worse than them third world countries. Like, it's really something serious. I feel like some Americans should really take a trip over there to really see how them guys are living. And I feel like they would appreciate what they have in America now. Because, you know, America has always been great, you know, and it compared to other countries, like, they just need to see, like, damn, I got it a lot better than them. I have a better opportunity in life, you know, so... I mean, they would appreciate what's for them in America now.
Yeah. What role did you play in the Army? Like, what was your job?
Oh, I was an infantry soldier. You know, I didn't really have. I was just pretty much a soldier. You know, I was the lowest of the low. Like, I had two. Like once I finished my ASVAB, passed the ASVAB, they said, "Look, man, you scored pretty low. we can still get you in, but you know, you can either be a cook or you could be a soldier." I'm like, I don't want to be no cook, man. I don't want to be on no stove. Like, so I'm like, all right, I want to be a soldier. I'm young. I'm like, yeah, I want to be like Rambo or something.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Be out there shooting and killing, not knowing what I was
Okay.
really getting myself into.
Right. So how did that
And
affect you?
Man, it affected me like crazy. Like to this day, you know, it's like, you know, when I first got there and I was over there, I was getting attached to all these people and all kind of races. You know, you got whites, you got blacks, Spanish, and I was cool with everybody. You know, I was so like, cause I'm like, we in this together. You know,
Right.
like we a team. And then, like, you get attached to these people, and then you start losing them. Like, you know, you get attached to Bob, and then Bob's dead the next day.
Oh,
and
my
then
gosh.
you get attached to Sarah. Sarah, you know, her leg blew off, and it's over with, you know? And it's like I built up this mentality, like, I did a Trump. I built the wall, you know? I built up a wall.
That's not funny. Oh my gosh.
I built a wall around myself to this day, like to where I don't really try to get attached to people because I don't know when they like. I mean, no, today they may not die, but like out
Right.
your life, you know.
Right.
So I build a wall to kind of like keep myself like so I won't get hurt, you know.
Yeah, keep
'Cause I don't
yourself
like,
sane and level-headed,
Right, and
yeah.
I don't like to be in my feelings at all. Like I hate it. I really do.
Okay.
I hate to be in my feelings.
That's totally a man
So-
mentality, but that's a different day.
I mean, no, but I have my reasons for it. Like, I don't like it because of how I felt over there. I was always in my feelings, like always, you know, because I'm getting attached to these people, and they gone. You know, it's just like I'm losing my brother. We called each other over there, brothers and sisters, because that's what
Right.
we were. We would take a bullet for each other and do whatever we had to do to get back home to America.
Right.
So pretty much that's what we did.
Okay. Now, do you feel like you experienced like PTSD coming home and having to like get back into civilian life?
Of course, yeah, definitely. I definitely experienced PTSD. Like I remember my first 6 months back in the civilian life, I couldn't sleep on a bed. I like to sleep on the floor.
What'd you
That just
sleep
made me feel.
on in the army?
I mean, in the army we slept on beds and stuff, but it's just that Afghanistan. When I was in there for about 6 to 9 months, we went out on missions, and we didn't sleep on the beds. We slept on, we had our little sleeping bags and stuff. We were sleeping outside.
Okay.
And basically that's what we slept on for months at a time. So that's what I got comfortable in, to where when I came back to America, I was on the same thing. I was just like, I don't want to sleep. I still have my sleeping bag. I was sleeping there. I had a whole bed, a whole room, but I want to sleep on the floor because that's where I feel comfortable at.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds pretty weird.
Yeah,
You're looking
that's
at me like
I'm
crazy,
sorry.
but
No,
it's just
I'm
like
just-
that's. People
I'm
don't,
just really like, because we've been friends for years, and it's
Right.
like, you never told me that.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like, wow,
Yeah, I don't really tell anybody because people are like, why would you want to sleep on the floor? But that's just the way I was. That was a form of PTSD that I didn't know. I'm just like, I would get in the bed and try to sleep in the bed, and I could not sleep. I would take all these pills and stuff. I still couldn't sleep. I got on that floor, I'm gone. I'm asleep.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So and that's just like a form of PTSD.
So at what point did you realize, okay, I think I have PTSD? Like what?
I never did. I just
Okay.
went to the, and seen a psychiatrist, or however you say it, and she basically explained that, that's not normal, for that. And a lot of people, she explained to me that a lot of people have different forms of PTSD. I thought PTSD is, oh, you crazy, you know.
Like
and all this
seeing
stuff.
certain things
Right,
and hearing certain
right.
things bring you back to that.
And that's just a form of it. And another form was obviously, I didn't watch any war movies. I mean, I can watch them now, but when I first got out, I didn't like them. I didn't like watching them. I didn't like the 4th of July. I didn't like Memorial Day. I didn't like anything that reminded me of the military. And I feel like the military affects people in different ways. Like some people may go there and they may have like a joyous time. They may have the best time. Some people may go there and it may be a miserable time and they be wanting to kill themselves and all kind of crazy stuff. And then it was kind of the both. Because when I first got there, I'm like, man, I got all these, look, I'm showing my brother, look, all these bands I got. I'm throwing money. I'm going to strip clubs. I'm throwing
seeing all these foreign girls and all that.
I'm going to these different countries. I'm having a ball. And then, like, towards the end, I'm like, man, this ain't it. You know, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you're right that people do have different experiences, because I have my older brother who's in the Army. He's actually a sergeant now, and he's going on, I want to say, like 3 years, and he's going to renew, and he wants to go back. He did Germany for some time. Now he's stationed in Georgia, and he wants to go back to Germany after he's done with Georgia. So you're right. People do have different experiences, and I have other people who's gone and hasn't even been able to make it through boot camp. It's just... You're laughing because you know who. I'm sorry, y'all.
I was gonna
it's
bring
not
her up.
funny, but we're not going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but it's just a story, and I wish I could share with you guys, but it's just too near and dear
of course.
to my heart, and I just can't. But people do have different experiences from it. And how do you feel like the VA helped you when you got home?
I mean, the VA, it helped me a little bit for the most part. Yeah, obviously, well, first, I want to basically talk about the recruiters. You know, I'm going to get on the VA.
Okay.
Because basically the recruiters, they basically used car salesmen. That's what I call them. Because they'll sell you a dream pretty much. And they're just like, yeah, man, we'll get you in. You'll have a big house. You have a nice car, nice Mustang, Camaro, whatever the case may be. And you're young, you're 18. You don't really know what you want to do with your life. And of course, you're gonna sell into that. You know,
yeah,
you're
so
gonna
you
be
feel like they're
right.
selling you the American
And
dream.
yeah, and then so basically back to the VA. They did kind of, they help you financially a little bit, and they don't really explain to you, but basically the longer you're in, the more they do for you. So if you're in for the 4 years, they'll do the bare minimum to help you out. If you're in for 20 years, obviously you never got to work again because you basically serve the maximum sentence. So, I mean, the VA did help me out, though. They obviously, they set me up with a psychologist. They set me up with housing, and they helped me find a job. And even though I didn't really want the job, but they basically, looked out. So, I mean, it is useful, and it has its uses, obviously,
Yeah. How do you feel about, like, Memorial Day just passed, and 4th of July is coming up? Like, how do you feel about those holidays now?
Memorial Day, how I feel Memorial Day. I don't necessarily say I don't care, because I don't disrespect my comrades, my fallen comrades. But it's just like, I don't want to be reminded of the people that I've lost, that I was close to. People that I was out, like that would basically, take like I said, they would lose their life for me, and I would lose mine for theirs. And I don't want to be reminded of that. And that holiday is basically a reminder every year that they're gone, that, I had to carry the bodies to the families, to let them know that they're gone. And it's just a sad day for actual veterans,
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to think about that.
And that's the thing. I feel like, especially as civilians, regular people, we don't think about Memorial Day like that, and we don't think about 4th of July like that. We just think about it like barbecues and
Miami, South Beach,
pools,
turn up,
I thought about that today when I was working on the episode, and I'm like, like, I wonder how. And I didn't even check on you. Like, I didn't even see like how you were doing and stuff. And it's like, those days do affect veterans, like people who were really in the Army and really experienced those type of things.
Yeah. Also, my question to you is, like, where do you see most veterans?
Ooh. I'm doing the interview.
No, that's just my only question.
No, I mean, I have two perspectives, because I know a veteran right now who's at school with me. He's also working on his master's in social work, and he's living his life. He lives on Singer Island. He's retired. He was a cop for years, and basically the Army is paying for his whole tuition, and he's like, I don't need to be here. I'm rich, but I just do it because I'm bored. So I have that perspective, and then I have where I see them homeless, like on the side of the streets, and I always wonder, how do they get there?
Okay. So I can kind of answer that. Is because mentally, they cannot adapt back to civilian life. You know, they might, you know, the VA may come and be like, yeah, we can set you up with a house, we can set you up with a job, but mentally they're gone, you know, because like I said, it do affect everybody in different ways. So it
Yeah.
might affect your friend and be like, you know, he might not affect him at all. You know, it affected me in a little bit of ways, but I'm still able to cope with civilian life. And then like some of the guys you see on the side of the road, they just all the way gone. You know, it's just you never know. Like nobody, I can't really speak on nobody because you never know how it's affected or how the life has affected them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I definitely do feel like people go in one way and come out another.
Right.
That's
exactly.
definitely for sure. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I don't spend that much time around my brother, but I don't see him being different. I don't even know how he's even like a sergeant because he's just so goofy and funny and playful, and he's still that same way now.
Right.
But I've never seen him in uniform. I've never seen him in actual like doing it. I don't know if that makes any sense. So maybe he could be different as an actual soldier, but like for the most part, he's still the same. But then I have, you know, the other person who just is half there, 50-50, and then half is like just gone. So.
Right. And another thing is they may be completely normal, and then they may have something that happened, they just set them off. Boom.
Oh, definitely.
And then they're just like,
I've
like
experienced
when
that.
I used to just like say, for example, I used to watch war movies, and they just be like, boom, like something used to happen, I used to just like just go off, something used to click.
Yeah.
So maybe that hasn't really. I'm not saying that what happened to your brother, but like you never know. Like
You're right.
He may just be like just showing you like, oh, I'm fine, you know, and
then behind closed doors, he could be different.
Right.
Yeah, that because like the other person, like we would be at the store and they would be like, people are watching me. People are looking at me like, we have to leave right now. And it's like, nobody's watching you. We're at Walmart. There's a lot of people here. Like I'm pretty sure, and like they would just freak out.
Right.
But that person didn't even go to combat or experience any of that. That was like just 2 weeks in the boot camp. But like you said, people experience it differently.
Yeah,
so.
and then boot camp is meant to be for them drill sergeants to get in your mind, to break you down from whatever you knew from 0 to 18, to break you down from that civilian life and build you up as a soldier. So, like I said, even boot camp can change you. You know, it can change certain people.
What do you think about people being able to join the Army at 18? What do you?
I mean, it's their choice. You know, it's I don't have no problem with it. Would I recommend it? Probably not, but. I mean, to each his own, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's also a different thing because my brother went at 30 with 2 degrees. So it was totally different from being...
Definitely better to go as an officer than
18 with nothing.
Yeah, because 18, you're more liable to believe what people tell you. You know, you're just young.
You're still young.
Yeah, you're just gonna like somebody just tell you, oh, it's $1 million here. You know, you're gonna take the dream. You know.
Yeah.
Because you think that. It's just easier, you know. That's what I did. That's how he got me. You know, it just was like he's just selling me all these dreams, and I'm just like, well, I don't want to be, you know, like I said, the issues with my mom. I'm like, I don't want to be like my mom. I don't want to be what my mom want me to be. So I'm just gonna do this here, and you know, I'm gonna be successful.
So at what point did you know? Okay, I'm not. You did 4 years, right? So at what point did you know? Like, yeah, I'm definitely not renewing this contract. Like, I'm done.
Well, it was this one instance. One of my cousins passed away. He was real close to me. We grew up together. You know, and he was like a brother to me. He wasn't a cousin. He was a brother to me. And basically what happened was he passed away, and they wouldn't let me go to the funeral because I wasn't his immediate family.
Oh, my.
So I'm just like, dang, man, this kid grew up with me, man. Like, I can't even go see my flesh and blood because I'm not his immediate family. And I just was like, all right, cool. I ain't even messing with y'all no more. You know, I'm done.
That was it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was just the final straw. And then, you know, it made me just, like, lose it, you know. I wanted to go AWOL and everything. I just was like, I'm tired of this place, you know.
Yeah. And now you're super pro-Black and pro-African life and...
yeah, something like that. You know, like they say people become woke in 2 places, obviously jail and the military. I met a lot of guys that was like, you know, pro-Black and woke and Black queenness and all that, but I wasn't really into it at first, you know. I was just living life, you know, there's not really following anybody, no religion or anything, just my own way. And, you know, and it's just... One guy, he kind of stuck to me and was just like, you know, kind of put me on to a lot of stuff that made sense. You know, I'm a guy that really don't. I can't have faith in nothing, but I can just like, if you can show me the proof, then I'll believe it. Pretty much. I'm that kind of person.
Okay, that's understandable. So, before we wrap it up, is there anything that you want to say or anything you want to leave with the audience?
Yeah, I would definitely, for sure. Military, it definitely has its benefits. If you do want to join, and go for it. I can't promise you that, you know, you'll have a great experience or a bad experience. Everybody's different, so you just have to, you know, if that's what you want to do, then go for it, you know. And don't let these recruiters tell you that, sell you a dream. Do your own research and find out yourself, and ask other veterans or ask people that actually been in there, not somebody that's trying to get a bonus off of you signing. You know, you just basically do your own research. That's all.
Okay. And what do you do now?
I'm a truck driver. I drive little local deliveries. I make decent money, you know.
Don't be acting. You know how much he make good money, y'all. Just so y'all know.
I'm alright, you know. I'm doing.
He cashing a check. I'm letting y'all know right now.
Come on, man.
Oh well, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
No problem.
I really
problem.
appreciate it, and I just want to let you guys know, just to check on any veterans if you know them, and keep your people close, especially during those holidays coming up, and that has passed.
Right.
So.
Also, yeah, check on the people that's, like, I read a Facebook post that was like, check on the people that's doing good, because even them, like, you know, they may be showing you that they're doing all this, or they may be successful, but they still may be going through some stuff. So just check on some people that's doing good in life, you know?
All right. Well, that wraps up another episode of Real Life with Ty. Holla. As always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Real Life with Ty, or you can email me at reallifewithty@gmail.com.
You've got Ty on the line on her podcast. So what's on her mind? And for you now, you are listening to Ty